Well, do you know who Sean King is? He's an SJW. Some call him a race hustler. But one thing he definitely isn't is he's definitely not a white man pretending to be a black man so that he can bilk people out of money. I mean, look at this guy. Look at that. How could anybody ever suggest that this might be a white man pretending to be a black man? How could anybody suggest that? Just look at him. But apparently he's very upset about Elon Musk taking over Twitter because of racisms or something. And it certainly appeared as if he'd deleted his account because he was so upset. But no worries, no worries. He's back on there. In fact, it was all just a misunderstanding, apparently. Sean King, already back on Twitter, claims he didn't throw Musk hissy fit, but was getting death threats. Sure he was. Black Lives Matter activist Sean King is already back on Twitter after what appears to have been an hours-long deletion of his account. The race hustler wasn't throwing a hissy fit over Tesla founder Elon Musk taking over the social media platform, he claims, but took his account offline because he was receiving threats. He has not posted any screenshots of the alleged threats, although those are easy enough to manufacture, aren't they? I mean, if anybody were to do that sort of thing, of course. But what did he say before he apparently disabled his account? He said, at its root, Elon Musk wanting to purchase Twitter is not about left versus right. It's about, guess what? Guess what he thinks it's about? Just take a wild guess. White power. Because everything milk's about white power. Birds, trees, the clouds, everything is to these people. It really is astonishing that anybody still listens to them. The man was raised in apartheid by a white nationalist. Is that true? I have no idea. I don't believe anything they tell me anymore. You're going to have to show me some evidence of that. You just say, I mean, when you say literally everything is that, the words lose their power. He's upset that Twitter won't allow white nationalists to target, harass people. That's his definition of free speech. Okay, none of this means anything because harassment could just be anything. Just disagreeing with people like Sean King is harassment. And we've already established that they just think that everything, boulders are racisms. They are just relentless with this bullshit and shameless. So sorry, I don't believe anything you say. Elon Musk has openly called himself a free speech absolutist and said that he wants to create a space where anything can be said about anyone. That's why the white nationalists are giddy today. Here on Twitter and other platforms that I track daily, it's dangerous. Well, for one thing, he hasn't said he wants to create a space where anything can be said about anyone. That's just not true. Now, let's get real here, okay? You're not going to be able to make death threats on Twitter, okay? Nobody's going to be able to do that, okay? But I think they're upset because that only affects the left, because they've been allowed to do that. They've been allowed to be racist and misogynistic and make threats against anybody they don't like. Anybody who hasn't fully bought into their vision of the woke utopia. And I'm sorry, this bludgeon that they keep using just against everything, nobody believes in it. Do they even believe it themselves, or is it just purely cynical at this point? Do they just use it purely as a cynical tool at this point? I mean, they can't all be that brainwashed. Anyway, he was called out by Jack Posobiec here. You deleted your account yesterday, white boy. To which Sean King says, you wish, mother effer. I didn't delete my account. You literally made that up. I was getting death threats and hack attempts from your buddies who stormed the Capitol and had to make it more secure. I'm right here, and you are a white supremacist. Yes, that's all that they have. It's all that they have. That's why they keep just saying it over and over. They've got nothing else. They haven't had to have anything else. That sufficed for them for a long time. It doesn't work anymore, but they've got nothing else, so they have to just keep going to the same well. But anyway, Jack Posobiec responded, receipts are right here, Talcum X. Shows a screenshot of this account doesn't exist. I mean, here's another one. I didn't think this day could get much better, but it appears Sean King has deactivated or deleted his Twitter account. But anyway, Twitter is full of guys like this. left-wing activists who make their living on Twitter. Without Twitter, they've got nothing. I mean, this guy's got 1 million followers. You think he's getting rid of that? You think he's losing that, his 1 million followers? Without those 1 million followers, he's not making a living. So leftists are not going to leave Twitter. Not en masse, for sure. A few will. A few will leave it, and they'll come back. Because for a lot of them, they don't really have much else, sadly. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast version. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.